Most retail investors lose money in the stock market not because the market is against them, but because they do certain mistakes many times. I have also done certain mistakes multiple times, and today I am going to share how to avoid doing these mistakes. I am Shubamm Agrawal. I am a full time investor. The first mistake which everyone does is they do tip based investing. The tips that they get from friends, social media influencers, and news channels. In the past, I have also done such investing. I used to paper trade certain stocks that were provided by the news channel panelists, and while trading, I understood that they give the entry signals, but the exit signals were not properly defined. So I made certain losses, though the losses were paper losses only. But for a better understanding, I got to know that these panelists are somehow related to some brokerage firms, and they used to provide their clients with the same stock as they had given to the news channel, but at a much lower price. Then they used to give it on the news channels. So I understood that the paper trading losses which I made, I understood from those losses that you can't blindly follow the tips that are given. You should always do proper research, be it fundamental or technical, and then only invest uh, your well-earned money. The second mistake I see I had also faced that investors treat stock market for quick gains. They treat the stock market as a gambling arena. I had also done this in the past. I used to trade in options. So in certain trades I made profit, and in the next few trades I made losses that were much more than the profits. So I learned it the hard way that you should not treat stock market as a gambling arena. So now I had totally stopped the options buying thing, and I totally trade in the cash segment only. The third mistake most of us do is that we don't do proper risk management, or we don't put a stop loss to the trade that we have entered. This is the most dangerous mistake which a retail investor does, because if you put a stop loss, so no matter what, the stop loss will always keep you from higher losses, keep you away from the higher losses. So I also used to trade my cash trades without stop losses, but then in certain trades I didn't know where to exit, because the losses were such high that my exits were not defined. So then once I started putting stop losses to my trades, I got my stop losses triggered in many trades, but when the stop loss was not triggered, those trades had also given me good returns. Now I treat stop loss as my best friend, because if you have a best friend by your side, you will always be on the winning side. This I learned through experience. So always put a stop loss to your trade at the time of entry itself, because that will in that way you will have a defined risk. And another mistake which most of us do is we get emotionally invested in certain stocks. Means our emotion drives the stock whether to enter or to exit. Never ever trade in the stock market based on your emotions. This thing I have seen, rather I have experienced in my stock journey, that I used to get carried away with emotions that some stocks needs to be held for a long time. That's good, but only if the fundamentals are good. But if you get hit by the stop loss in the stock, you should always exit it. Then there is another mistake which I see that investors do is they try to grab a falling knife. Falling knife means a stock which had fallen from 100 to 70. They think that 70 is a good price to buy because the stock has seen 100. Now 70 is a good price to buy. Without doing a proper research why the stock has fallen, they try to catch it at 70. Then the stock further falls to 50. Then again they go on averaging down. So I believe that averaging down should never be done in any stock, rather a falling knife stock, because the intensity of fall of knife can't be predicted, how deep it will go in the ground. So that's the case with stocks as well. Never catch a falling knife, rather ride a momentum stock. So these are certain mistakes which I had done in my trading journey, and I've learnt a lot from it. I always believe that stock market is a good teacher and one should always be a learner. You get to learn many things. So at last I would like to say that those investors which have avoided these mistakes are already 80% ahead of the market. Thank you.